Hello, Hero Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am, and today we're going to be cracking open this Marvel Legends Mini Comics Wave Ultimate Iron Man figure. I was afraid I wasn't going to get that in one go, but here we are. This is the last figure I was wanting from this wave. I managed to find it at my semi-local Target. They had like 6 of him on the pegs, so I kind of looked through all the ones there. They had a couple Miles figures. But yeah, I have everybody now except for Rom, and I don't plan to get Rom. So yeah, I am excited to complete this wave. So here is Iron Man, and let's get him cracked open. I've got a couple comparisons to do. I mainly just want to see how this figure poses, because it looks to have more articulation than a few other Iron Man armors. So just gonna test out and see what he can do. First up, we got to look at the comic book. There is the mini comic book. Like all the others, it's printed pretty well. I have not read the Ultimate Iron Man series. I have read the Ultimates, but not the Ultimate Iron Man series. So there is that. And if you want to kind of have it with the other comics I have from this wave, as you can see, there they all are. It's an interesting wave. It's not like my favorite in terms of gimmicks. Build-A-Figures are always going to be my favorite gimmick, but I think it's fun. I don't hate it at all. It's just a thing that they're doing. But now here is Iron Man on the actual tray. Let's get him out. I don't have any blast effects handy, I don't think, but I know these are blast effect compatible. But we'll just get those out. Some grip hands. This does look really good in terms of like action figure translation. Wow, that was noisy. Sorry about that. But yeah, in terms of like a drawing into a figure, I think this actually looks really good. But no, I like how all the design elements have been kind of translated here into figure form. I never had the original Ultimate Iron Man Marvel Legends figure. I want to say that came in the dark days. I wasn't collecting Marvel Legends then, and that was among the list of figures that, yeah, I would have liked to have had, but I'd prefer to just wait for Hasbro to really update it, and here it is, finally. and even though it's not really like one of my most needed Iron Man armors, or like an Iron Man armor that I needed to feel like my collection was fulfilled in a way, if that makes any sense. But I am happy to have it now. Let's see. Oh, okay, he's got... What does he have going on? He's got a ball at the base of the neck, and then a ball and a hinge at the top, so he can really get that range. There. So yeah, you can get looking down that far, but you can also get the kind of side to side and hula hoop action. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see what his diaphragm can do. Okay, it's not as much as I was wanting, but it's still a decent articulation point, or range, I should say. Hips can go that far if you do tuck under there, but okay. Let's get this and that. Some tough pinless joints. Ooh, and he's got, yeah, he's got the ball kind of ankle so it can rotate pretty well, and actually you can get some pretty good pivot there. He's got some really wide pointy feet. And there's that one. I like when they do this kind of articulation at the ankle for robotic or like tech characters like this. I think it works pretty well. But yeah, okay, there is the articulation all broken in. Before we get into posing, let's go ahead and do some really quick comparisons. Alright, starting off comparisons here, we have Ultimate Spider-Man from the 2016 Venom Space Knight Build-A-Figure and the Ultimate Captain America. So in the Puff Adder wave, I want to say, but more recently than this guy. But I think these are all looking pretty good together. I'd like to see them do more Ultimate Universe figures. But then again, I'd also like to see some of the new Ultimate Universe get some figures too. So I don't know, maybe focus on this, the 1610 universe first, and then we'll get to the 6160 universe. But there's those. All right, and then we've got his fellow Wave members. So we've got Ultimate Miles Morales, we've got Banshee, Adam Warlock, and Dark Wolverine all here together. Actually, yeah, let's put Banshee like that. Looking pretty cool. I'm very happy with this wave in terms of character selection and like costume picks. I've really grown on Miles. He looks a lot better now that I've had him in hand for a while and kind of messed with him a bit more. You know, I'm not super upset that I don't have Rom to complete the wave fully because I don't really know Rom well as a character. And even though I do have a place for him, I don't feel like he's necessary for the collection, where all these ones felt pretty necessary. And I think all of these were pretty necessary updates as well. You know, Banshee was Dark Days. Miles, we've gotten a few Miles figures, but this really brings in the Super Articulation. He was a Dark Days figure. He was a Return to Marvel Legends figure that used an old body. He was a Dark Days figure. So, I mean, I think this wave is pretty well justified in its picks. I just wish it was a Build-A-Figure because, like a Build-A-Figure wave, because I would have actually completed the Build-A-Figure because I got most of the figures in the wave, and I would have either bought Rom and sold him or bought the piece off of Rom. But anywho, there is Iron Man with the rest of his wave mates. And then just because he was on my desk as well, here is the Secret Wars Iron Man. So very classic 60s Iron Man versus the early 2000s Ultimate Iron Man. So you can see the ideas behind the suits. But yeah, so there's that. Let's go ahead and just kind of test out posing. See how well he looks when trying to do some like iconic or standard Iron Man poses. So let's do the obvious superhero landing. So, okay. Looks like most figures, when they try to do this, they're not going to look up very much, but you can get that pose pretty good. Bring that foot down a little bit. Just like so, and bam. Yeah, he can do it. Again, not looking up too far, but still he's looking up better than some. One thing to note when I was looking through the Iron Mans on the pegs, what I was looking at in terms of like paint apps, just to try and get the best one, is the arc reactor. A few of them had some misprints there, like it was either shifted or like some scuffage was in the middle. And then around the eyes, and I think this copy does have a little bit of that. Yeah, it does. It's actually got some misprinting on the side of the eye where it looks like it has a little bit of green, but there were some that were a lot worse than this. So, okay, let's try a flying pose. We'll put in one of the repulsor hands, so we can do that. We can do that. Eventually, when I do take pictures, I will put some blast effects in the hands, but like I said, he doesn't come with them, and I just don't have any on my desk at the moment, so there he is, kind of blasting off there. Okay, let's actually recreate the comic image now, so let's bring that one fist back in. And then, so it's like that. Like that. He's kind of looking up. Bring that leg down, bring this knee up a little bit more. Twist it a little bit. So yeah, tell me how I did in comparison to the comic. I guess I turned the torso a little too much, but eh. Here's that. Let's do some blasting poses. And let's plug these in like so. So now he's like taking on some enemies. And he's just kind of posing like so. I do like this gunmetal color that they picked. It doesn't really marbleize like some do. There is that. I think that looks pretty good. Let me twist that hand a little bit better. Yeah, that looks fine. Let's see, try to do like a flying blasting pose. So he's just like taking bad guys out while he's flying. So maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm just testing it out, seeing what I can do. Going in for a landing, just like so. Now he just looks like he's fancy. Get out of my way. Iron Man's a diva. I don't know. I'm just kind of goofing around now. Overall, I'm enjoying this. I think the articulation is pretty good. I don't think it's as good as it could be given this articulation scheme. Like this back movement. Yeah, it's good, but it doesn't feel like supernatural. I think there needs to be more range up here in the upper part of the torso. And like coming down, it doesn't really have much. So I do wish that had a bit more range to it. But otherwise, actually, let's do like a charging up pose. He's about to launch the arc reactor to end the video. So let's plug these back in, or plug these in for the first time. I haven't put the grip hands in, which the grip hands are only in here so that he can hold the comic book. So I might as well just show that for that reason. So there is that. But then now he's charging up his arc reactor. Like so. Or maybe he's about to charge at somebody. I don't know. I think that works. But yeah, let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments below. Did you get him? Do you plan to get him? What do you think of the figure? If you do have him, I will eventually do a review of him. I think I'll probably put him with the Miles Morales figure. And then Dark Wolverine, I think I'm going to put with the Dark Miss Marvel. Banshee, I might put with Professor X. And then Adam Warlock, I might put with Drax and Moonstone. I've got a lot of figures on my desk I can just pair them with and do like double or triple reviews. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am liking this figure so far. It's not perfect, but I think it is a great Iron Man figure as is. So again, let me know everything down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you like the video. Make sure you are subscribed, and I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.